What is going on, everyone? I am once again super excited. This is another grail for me. This is the Talon from Hawk Knives that I've had for the last, say, week or so. I do want to shout out Blade Binge. This is where I got the knife. They had me. As soon as I went to the website, this was a while back, of course, because I've gone to them quite often. But as soon as I saw that they had a specific section for grail knives, they had me. Just having it categorized like that is such a huge help, especially when you know what your budget is and you want to spend some cash. But in any case, Blade Binge is an incredible website. I know everyone is aware of it, but if you haven't utilized it, they have smooth service, great transactions, and God forbid something goes wrong or if someone doesn't have the knife any longer, which was what happened to me last week, they were incredibly helpful and kind. So definitely start using their site if you haven't already. It benefits everyone. But this, again, is the Talon from Hawk Knives. The jungle wear carbon fiber inlays with the titanium scales. I believe tumble acid washed blade, M390 blade. Absolutely badass knife. Love how they've got the logo in their scales. I know the light's making it a little bit difficult to see. This has the Hawk lock, the toggle detent, which we're going to get into. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to try not to talk as much because I want to do a disassembly and reassembly because I think this is very interesting. As I'm sure everyone is aware, they are well known for just having absolutely incredible locking systems, unique locking systems, and I think showing a bit of a window into this would be very cool. So, overall specs on this one. It comes in at 7.85 inches. The blade is 3.5. It's got a bit of weight to it. It's 5 ounces. Like I said, it's the Hawk lock with the toggle detent. Also has this spring in the clip, which is very cool. As far as the function of it, it's incredible. Nice and snug. Really hangs on. Really don't feel it in the pocket at all, especially with a 5-ounce knife. That's pretty impressive. It's got, as you can tell, incredible action with this top flipper being super dialed in. Here's the cool part with the detent system. I mean, listen to this thing snap in. It stops right here and listen. I mean, it is as solid as it sounds, and maybe it's not even doing it justice. Like, I don't know, but it's an amazing feeling action. It's just a badass, like, it gives off real big knife energy, for lack of a better term. The ergonomics are absolutely phenomenal. But let's disassemble this so I can really get into this and show you guys what I'm talking about. The cool thing is, first of all, it has a unique pivot. So all you need is this tool that comes with it. And where is it? A T6 for the others. So hopefully I can get this done pretty quickly. Yeah, I didn't have it that tight, so that's good. I'm going to end up loosening this by hand. I just want to get it started so I can get this out pretty quickly. Actually, let me do that a bit more. Oh, there we go. So the story I don't know if I made a comment about it earlier or not, but I disassembled this last night, or I tried to. Long story short, there was a ton of blade play. Come to find out, I had lost a bushing around the stop pin, which drove me nuts the entire night. But once I figured that out, I then had to begin the search. Okay, so when you pull this apart, you do need to be careful with the toggle. There's a spring right here. I haven't had any issues with it really shooting out because there's not a ton of tension, but let's just be careful. Oop, there we go. So you have the spring that goes in here, and you'll see in reassembly, you just got to be careful that you align the scale up the right way so that you can get that in. But let me pull this to the side for the time being. I'm not going to take off the toggle. So now you have 3 T6s down here, so you just take these out. I would remember not to put too much tension when you're putting them back in because they are small. All right, so I'm going to dump these three, put them to the side. So now we can remove this top scale. Just going to put this to the side. Take the blade off. By the way, this was the bushing I was talking about around this pin. I didn't realize that it had come off. Being the first time I disassembled it, and it was a nightmare, I'm not kidding. Alright, so now things get a little bit more interesting. So I have the two T6s first. These are longer. I'm just going to pull these out so that I can take the back spacer off. Ooh, I almost lost a bearing. Alright, so by the way, these two T6s are what holds the clip in. You'll see when I put it back in, it gave me a bit of a difficult time figuring out how to reassemble it, but we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the back scale off, turn this over. So here's the detent. Right now, this is the closed position. So if I just push this over, you can see it's spring-loaded right in here, and I believe it's magnetic. It will come out, but it doesn't just fly out. But if I just push it, there's barely any tension anymore. So that would be the on position. So it's very cool. I've never in my life seen anything like this, which I guess makes sense, but I thought it was very cool. Something that I think others would want to see because I couldn't find a video on it. But now that I have it disassembled, this seems like a good spot to add the testing video in so that you guys can see this bad boy in action. Like I said, it is a beast of a knife. Hopefully you guys enjoy the testing videos, and we'll be back in a second. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the testing video, but let's get right back to it, get this assembled. I believe this is the open position. To be honest, I can't really remember, but I believe that is the case. We'll find out here in a minute. But let's grab the scale. The first thing you want to be aware of is that the scale has a square cutout. And where is it? The pivot also has a square cutout here. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to things like this, I don't usually try to eye it. I just put the pivot in and then just basically twirl it around until it fits. In any case, the next thing is obviously to put the bearing down into the slot there. I mean, this is pretty much straightforward, this part of it. I'm going to put the blade on there. Yep, okay. So I had the toggle up right. So what I noticed is that whether, this is the closed position. If it was in the on position, you're not going to be able to get it past about here. You'll realize that, and you'll have to disassemble or start over. So I'm just going to close this. So I have everything where I need it to be right now. So the next thing I'm going to do, actually, let me take this blade off. The first thing that I want to do is put those large T6s at the bottom here. We'll get to the pivot in a second. So this is the easiest way I found to put the clip back in, is basically just to feed the screw in, get it through the scale, and basically hold it while you grab the clip. Of course, it's going to give me a problem now. Alright, so now it's threaded at least once, so I know regardless to whether this flips off, I can just push this back on. readjust the clip and tighten it up. And the clip will suck back in. Now I can put the other T6 in there. I don't know if you guys enjoy disassembly, reassembly. Especially when there's a unique locking system or design, I really enjoy doing it, even though it can be extremely frustrating at times. So now I'm going to, once again, oh, where's the pivot? Here it is. Do what I had just done before. I'm going to line the scale up so I can get the pivot in. Make sure that it lines up. Which it doesn't want to do. These are the moments that I regret my method. There we go. It snaps back in. Now I'm going to put my bearing system into the slot here. Going to put the knife back on. Now I just want to put the other bearing on. I'm going to put, yeah, that's on right. Okay, I'm going to put the other scale on here. Nice and snug. Now I'm going to put these 3 T6s in. By the way, I know I've said it a couple times, but this driver is phenomenal. I mean, I use plenty of drivers, and remember not to put too much force in these because they are very small. But yeah, I use plenty of drivers, but this is actually fun to use. And I'm not just saying that. I don't know how many of you guys have one, but Vero did an incredible job designing this. All right, so we have that set up. Now, here's one of the trickier parts. Earlier, I showed you guys that this had a spring down here because the toggle is obviously spring-loaded. You slip that in, which is easy enough, but because of the way it's set up, it's sort of awkward. So all I've been doing, I've only taken this apart actually once, like I said, successfully, is I try to line it up where I think it's going to go and basically just gingerly there we go. And you can see there's tension here. All right, so we're good. So now I'm just going to put this screw on for the pivot, and I'm just going to thread it a few times because I'll be honest, as much as I really think these are kick-ass pivots, the tool isn't the most friendliest thing to use because it's tiny. I'm not saying it's difficult, but it's obviously not that fun either because you have to keep resetting. All right, that might be too tight, but we'll find out. And then last but not least, the body screw here for the carbon fiber inlay here. I guess it's not really an inlay. All right. Way too tight. All right, hold on. There we go. So it's still a little bit tight. I think I should loosen it a tiny bit more. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's the snappy action that I want to hear. And that's it. So this is the Talon from Hawk Knives. Hopefully that was kind of cool to see. Like I said, I have fun disassembling and reassembling knives, even if it is a pain in the ass and even if it is super frustrating. But again, it's the Talon from Hawk Knives. This knife has been incredible to use. Such a badass knife. You really get the sort of feeling of how hefty it is. Just really well built, very cool design. It is expensive, but in my opinion, there are definitely some knives on the market that are expensive and not worth it. This is not one of those knives, and I haven't had that experience or even heard of that experience from anyone who's bought a Hawk knife. Just a beautiful, kick-ass knife. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it.